What's going guys, Zennosh here, and today in this video of Epic 7, I'm bringing you guys a simple guide on Cerise, a 5-star net hero unit that has been recently introduced in Epic 7, and she is pretty awesome, really designed for the PvP contents. So you will have pretty much amazing time with her in the arena, alright? So let's get this started right away. First of all guys, look at it. She is of ice element, that pretty much makes her the current meta in my opinion. And she's of ranger class, and she's of Aquarius zodiac. Well, if that makes any kind of difference. Alright, the next thing, let's talk about her stats right away. Let's preview into her stats. Just look at her speed stat, guys. That's a lot of speed. 122 base speed. Holy crap, this means that she will have pretty easy time in being the first one to channel her skills right away as soon as the arena battle starts. This can actually give you a lot of advantage, provided that she has so many negative status effects or debuffs embedded on her third skill in an AoE skill. That makes her very cool. And this is what I really love about her, and that's why I spent so many freaking sky stones to summon her. Alright, so well, attack, health, and defense are pretty much average. Not really that noteworthy though. But speed, damn, oh damn, that's a lot. That's a lot, guys. I like it, I like it. So let's start with her first skill already. First skill, with the help of skill enhancement, what's gonna happen is that after the attack, single target attack, she will be able to give herself a 15% of combat readiness boost. That means she will be gaining her next turn pretty faster than any other units out there. That means she will be able to keep on spamming her skills. That's the really great thing right out there. Wow. Now let's move on to the second skill, Luminous Explosion. This thing right over here is pretty awesome. It has a 3-turn cooldown, which is pretty amazing on itself. And guess what, guys? It has a 100% chance to stun. And if you actually use a 20 soul burn effect, what's gonna happen? She is actually gonna stun for 100% guaranteed, because it ignores the effect resistance. I really don't know if what happens when she goes into elemental disadvantage. I don't know about that matter, but in most of the cases it's gonna be guaranteed. Alright, and before increasing the cost to combat readiness by 50%. Wow, that's a lot of increase in combat readiness. 15% coming from her first skill, 50% coming from her second skill. That really provides her a lot of combat readiness to get her next turn right away as soon as possible. This is so good. And if she can be combined, or let's say she can be teamed up with other CR boosting units like Roar, a Rose, this is gonna be insane. Wow, just too awesome. I like it. Now let's move on to the third skill, known as the First Storm. It has a 4-turn of cooldown, and this is why she really shines in the arena content. Alright, just look at it. It is an AoE attack that will decrease the buff duration of the opponents by 1 turn, meaning that's pretty good. And the next thing is that she has a 100% chance to decrease the speed and restrict for 2 turns for everyone right out there. Meaning decreasing the speed is really good on the first thing, meaning if you have a faster speed compared to your opponents, if you can actually run miles compared to your opponents, you can just have a tremendous amount of advantage against them. This is really great. And to restrict, now this is a very new feature that has been introduced in the Epic 7 in the wake of the World Arena, and so many other PvP features that has been recently introduced, and this is really great. Restrict is really awesome. What happens during the restrict is that the target will receive no combat readiness increase or decrease effects other than those provided by the speed stats. So they solely depend on their speed stat. That's all. Any sort of other units, let's say Rose trying to give a CR boost to her team, will actually not be able to provide that combat readiness boost up or CR pushing for that particular unit, okay, who is under the influence of restrict. And this is really great. If you really want to counter such kind of teams where they have this Rizid, alright, Roar, Rose on the opponent team, and you know that if they get their extra turn, next turn, they are pretty much gonna annihilate you. So it can actually be a really good counter for that part. It's kind of a little bit tricky, For beginners, this might actually be pretty complex, but trust me, guys, she is really gonna be very good on this part. Very amazing unit indeed. Grants the caster invincibility for 1 turn. That's also really nice, meaning like for that 1 turn, she is not gonna take any more damage at all. Wow, those are the things that just makes her too good. Really, really, really good. Wow, I like it, I like it, I like it. Now let's move on to the this devotion skill stuff right over here. With the imprint release, it is so good, and also the imprint concentration, it is too amazing. First of all, there are so many like contradictory imprint release for so many like 5-star net heroes as well, that it really do not provide a lot of advantage to the entire team. But in her case, she herself is like a support unit, and to provide a critical hit chance rate booster for everyone right out there, this is so good. The imprint release is obviously one of the really awesome imprint release that I've seen so far. Really great. Critical hit chance is pretty much hard to build up on itself. That's a really given fact. And the next one is the imprint concentration. And this one, if she is solely trying to focus all the devotion skill to herself, that means she is actually going to provide herself up to 27% of effectiveness, which is pretty much important, provided that she has so many debuffs that she has to land on the opponents. That means like effectiveness is actually going to be a very essential requirement for her. She is a debuffer, alright, and effectiveness plays a vital role. And now let's move into what sorts of equipment should we really give to this amazing unit. What sort of equipments will really make this Cerise a very, very dazzling unit in the PvP arena. Whereas for PvE contents, I really cannot vouch a lot for her because most of her stuffs are pretty much sort of like designed for the arena contents, alright? Okay, now where is she? Oh my god. Oh my god. This game has been so much free to play for me that like it has been really bombarding me with a lot of 5-star nets, and now I'm having some problems in searching that particular 5-star nets hero, all right? So, let's get this started, all right? As C is a support type of unit. C is a utility type of hero unit. That means speed set like this one, okay, and the hit set are the crucial equipments that you really need to equip on her. All right, this is actually gonna make her very amazing, and this is the only gears that you really have to worry, because like in the faster skill there is no any sort of like negative status effect, or let's say debuff, so that means like counter runes really no use at all. All right, and she really needs to have a lot of speed, because I mean like higher the speed she has, the higher the chance that she will be the first one to go first in the battle, in the arena, and then inflict all those debuffs. You know, like she is really out there to set up your team for a higher advantage against your opponents. So that's the thing. All right, so in the boots, please go with the speed stat as the primary stat. This will really set you up really nicely. Higher the speed stat you have, higher the chance you are actually gonna get in the first place in the battle. Just look at it. My speed for this unit is about 208. This is the highest of all. I'm pretty proud of my Cerise. I can easily like outmaneuver so many players out there in the PvP content with this kind of speed, which is I'm pretty much proud, especially combined with some certain heroes like let's say Vilred, who provides a speed boost as the team devotion skill imprint release. All right, so this is really great. And I do use my Vilred in the PvP battles. Now let's move on to the next one, that is the ring. In the ring, as the primary stat, you should go with the effectiveness percentage boost. As I told you earlier, she is a debuffer. She will really try to land a lot of debuffs on the opponents, that negative status effects, and if you really want to be very effective on that one, effectiveness guys, you really require a lot of them. And as you can see right over here, I have provided her about 82.8% of effectiveness, so I'm pretty happy with this one. It's really sad that when we awaken her, most of her nodes really do not contain the effectiveness percentage boost. I don't know why. Most of them are pretty much focused on the critical hit chance and the attack. Like, it doesn't make any sense. her awakened zodiac, like the genealogy is pretty much screwed up. So right over here is the necklace. Right over here, you can actually go with the HP percentage boost, so that like she has a lot of advantage. I'm sorry about this one, pretty much bad, but this was the only thing that I actually got because it has a really good speed boost, speed stat on its substats. So that said, what sort of substats should you really focus on her? First of all, guys, just look at the speed stat boost, alright? It's gonna be very important. Another one is health percentage boost, defense percentage boost, and finally, effectiveness percentage boost. Alright, please try to go with the effectiveness percentage boost on the substats to really try to provide her with a lot of effectiveness, because it's gonna be really important. Again, I say speed boost, effectiveness percentage boost, a health percentage boost, and defense percentage boost in the substats or the additional stats, and this will really make your Cerise a very amazing unit indeed. So that's said and done. What sort of artifacts should we really give to her? I am very happy and I got really lucky to get actually this artifact. This is pretty amazing for the Cerise herself. I mean, like, she is really going to be used in the PvP more than in PvE content, because like in PvE content there are better heroes that can fulfill their role much better. Cerise, I really don't think like she has a lot of like utility for the PvE content. I have not really used her on that part, but we will see about that later. But for PvP or arena content, she's good. And for arena content, guys, having like about a very high chance to remove 2 souls after a single attack. Alright? This is gonna be so good. Because like if you are gonna fight against the opponent team that really has Tegel's Ancient Book, that can actually cost trouble on you, especially for in the world arena. And especially if you want to set up a PvP defense team or a Guild War defense team. Cerise is actually gonna defend really nicely. If she can just get rid of like soul, it can just like backfire the plan of the opponents. That's the thing, because like Tegel's Ancient Book most of the time only provides like 20 soul at a time, and if you just can reduce like 2 souls out of it, that means like they won't be able to use most of the very amazing skills. Like let's say for Tywin, he needs to use he needs to consume 2 souls in order to gain an extra turn, like those kind of thing, like Euphine and so many other characters. Alright, and just disbalancing them can actually give you a higher advantage, and I really think that this can actually give her that extra edge. I think. Alright, so this is really great. Well, you can go with the other type of artifacts as well if you really want. Mostly the support type artifacts, because like attack type artifacts really do not help her that much, but support type artifacts will really give her an extra edge. You can even go with the guiding light if you really want to have some of like stealth properties, trying to protect yourself, which I think is not gonna be that really useful in most of the cases. Like okay, I mean like it can also really do provide her with that extra survivability. Alright, I mean like she can actually be a little bit squishy if you really are going to provide her with a lot of speed at the same time, and this can actually provide a lot of security to her. And the next thing is that I would love to go with the common ones, because there are no other items in the Ranger that can actually really give her a lot of advantage. I would actually say that you have to go with the... Oh my god, where is that? Where is that? Oh yeah, by the way, starting from this one, the Card of Small Miracles. Alright, any kind of artifact that sort of like provides a like a team advantage, okay, a team buff up, or let's say provides a really good status effect for the entire team is gonna be really good. Like this one, the Card of Small Miracles, it says increases the attack and defense of all allies by 5%. This is also really great. Or you can also switch on to other artifact, like let's say this Midnight Bloom increases critical hit chance of all allies by 16%, which is really great as well, right? I mean like it's also been provided by her devotion skill, and also this Midnight Bloom will provide that 16% extra critical hit chance. Wow, that's really great. And you can even go with the spooky soul stories or any kind of like artifact that provides a sort of like AoE type of like status effect up, or let's say a boost, or let's a bonus status effect. Okay, so that is really great. And the last artifact that I really want to talk about is the Song of Stars. This is also really great. Song of Stars. This one, 100% chance for an enemy to be targeted for 2 turns after a single attack. Now what this actually does is that like whenever an enemy is targeted, that means they will receive 15% more damage. One thing, and their evasion will be reduced by 15% as well. So that is pretty great. Alright, I mean like she is also really trying to increase your damage output, and also at the same time reducing the evasion can actually be a little bit effective against certain opponents, like let's say Violet, who really do capitalize on the evasion stats. Alright, and that is the thing right out here. So those are the artifacts that I have in my mind so far. Andret's crossbow, this is the first one. The next one is being the guiding light. It's really up to you how you don't want to use it. If you want to really go defensive, the next one is going to be the Song of Stars, and any kind of other artifact that provides a AoE type of status effect up, or let's say a positive status effect, providing like higher increased critical hit chance, increased attack, increased hit rate, whatever that is. All right, so that is pretty much it. She is gonna be really amazing for the PvP content, arena content. I can really vouch for that one. But for the PvE content, most of the PvE contents, I really cannot say much about her. I mean, like, they are still, like, we really need to do some more runs and try to use her here and there, and to actually see out like how she is actually gonna play out with the PvE contents, like let's say, you know, the world contents, the boss raid, and like, you know, like any kind of other things, abyss, whatever that is. So this is it for today. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button to keep on enjoying the content of my channel. If you have any questions, please let me know in the comment section below right away. All right, please, can you do that? And also do check out in the comment section below as well, I mean like in the description section below, to have the relevant information about Cerise that I have also, you know, like inserted in there, if in case you want to get a text type of information. All right, so this is it for today, guys, and see you guys in the next video.